Hello and welcome to our latest video podcast. The New Saints currently occupies third place in the JD Welsh Premier League. We chatted with goalkeeper and captain Paul Harrison about that. That's 1 point in 2 games in the JD Welsh Premier League for the New Saints. Perfect opportunity to bounce back against Carnarvon Town.
Yeah, it's going to be another tough test against Carnarvon. We beat them 3-0 at their place. Yeah, but it was a real tough game, so we're expecting. But that's what you need. You need to be pushed. You need teams to come out and play against you, which they did. And yeah, as you say, it's a good chance to bounce back. That's the good thing in football. You get a chance to make things right.
It was a very tough game indeed, and you pulled off more than one incredible save to keep the New Saints in the game, especially in the first half. Expecting the same type of intensity this time round? Yeah,
definitely. They're a good team. They're set up well. There's a lot of pace in the team, so they're set up to soak up a lot of pressure and try and play on the counter. So yeah, expecting another tough game, but as I say, it's one that we're all looking forward to after the last result.
Carnarvon have slipped away somewhat in the league. They're actually closer to the relegation places now than the top, but nevertheless, it's always important to give each side full respect going into the game, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I think it proves it, doesn't it? Every team that we seem to play against seems to rise up to the challenge. And, I think I heard Scotty saying the other day, we're a big scalp to a lot of people, and obviously teams rise, don't they? And they improve against us. And, it's a big thing to beat us, as you've seen after the result the other day, the way they were celebrating the win. So, we've got to cope with that. We've got to be better at coping with that. And, as I say, we won't look where they are now. We know they're a tough team to play against, and they'll get respect off us, but not too much where we won't stamp our own game on them.
We've lost 3 times so far in the Welsh Premier League this season. Having said that, 2 of the games have been by the slenderest of margins, just 1-0.
Yeah, just 1-0, but that's what's so disappointing, because we're a goal-scoring team, and it's not just down to the lads up front or anything. As a team, we have goals all over the pitch, so it's disappointing to lose by, as you say, slender margins. But I say we'll put it right. We'll find our feet. It's a lot of new lads in the team as well, so you've got to give them time to adjust as well. So as I say, we'll find our feet, and I'm sure we'll be back where we need to be.
You're an experienced player, also been at the New Saints a good number of seasons. So in many ways, this blip, if we can call it that, is nothing new to you.
No, it's nothing new. In previous years, I don't think we've ever been the greatest of starters to a league. But as I say, it's teams are rising up to the games that we're playing against them. They've got a way of playing against us which upsets us a bit. We've got to be better at dealing with the challenges that are in front, and we need to enjoy the challenge that they give to us, and not get our heads down, just get on with the game. And I know for a fact we've got the players in there that are going to do it.
And as the captain of the side, how important is your role in a situation like this?
Yeah, it's important. I wouldn't say I'm the most vocal person in the world, but I try and do things right day to day, and lead by example on the pitch. And as I say, I think everyone in there has got their own personalities, and we just need to be honest with each other now and try and get ourselves through, which is, as I say, a bit of a blip. But we'll be fine. We'll be back, I'm sure.
And when we look at the results, there does seem to be a difference between Park Hall and on the road. We've been very successful at home. We've scored 6 goals on 3 occasions. Having said that, all the defeats have come away from Park Hall.
Yeah, I think that's down to, as I said before, I think teams so up for it at their own place. There's a few difficult grounds to go to. I think teams set up different at home than they do when they come here. I think a lot of teams come here knowing our record here, which has always been good. So I think a lot of teams have got it mentally that it's going to be a tough game before they get here. Where at home, I think they see we've had a bit of a tough start to the season. I think they fancy what their place, because they're at home. They're going to get in our faces, give us a tough time. But we've got to be better at dealing with it. We know that, and I think we will. We'll find our feet soon enough. And as I say, once it starts clicking, I'm sure the results will start coming.
We also caught up with the current JD Welsh Premier League Player of the Season, Jamie Mullan, here at Park Hall on the balcony. As we go into the game against Carnarvon Town, it's a crucial one for the New Saints.
It is, yeah. I mean, going off the weekends was always it's not been great, so we need to put that behind us now, kick on, and we know it's going to be a tough game, but we need to get back to winning ways.
And it's not just the defeat at Aberystwyth, also drop points at Newtown as well.
Yeah, you're right. I think we've been a bit like that this year. We've been a bit up and down, and you know it's very unlike us. But like I said, the only thing we can do is get our heads down, work hard, and we've got to put it right. I mean, there's enough quality in the dressing room, so I think if we keep working on, we'll get it right.
As you say, Jamie, not like the New Saints. In fact, sandwiched in between the Newtown and the Aberystwyth game was a 5-0 win on the road at Llandudno in the Nathaniel MG Cup.
Exactly. I mean, look at the three results. They're just in contrast to each other. Like you're saying, we drew 1-1, then we've won 5-0, then we've lost 1-0. So we need to get that bit of consistency back into our game, you know, which we're renowned for. It's like you're saying, I think we've lost 3 games this season already, and it's unheard of. So coming into Friday's game, I know it's going to be tough, but we need to go and put that right.
Do you think some of that, though, is the fact that the standard overall is on the increase in the Welsh Premier League? Yeah,
you could say that. But also, from a personal point of view, I don't think we've been at it as much as gone off previous seasons. I think there's a lot more from the team that we can give, and I'm sure once we get it right, we should be fine.
And the Carnarvon Town game, if we win, and we'll talk about ifs now, but if we win and Connors Quay and Barry draw on the Saturday, we go back to the top of the table. So the point I'm making is, it's not the end of the world.
No. Like I say, there's a lot of football still left to play, and really we can't be looking at other people's results and expect them to be dropping points. We need to take care of our own house, get that in order, and if we look after ourselves, we should be fine.
And we have played Carnarvon already once this season in the league, a 3-0 victory away, but we were made to work hard for that.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. It was a tough game. I think the 3-0 scoreline sort of flattered us a bit. They had some good chances, especially early on. They could have went 1 or 2 up. I think H made a couple of great saves. So we know we can't take them lightly. We know what sort of team they are. You know, they've done well against us. I think they've took points off the teams. Took points off Connors Quay, so we know what sort of teams they are. I know it's going to be a tough game, but I'm sure the lads will be ready to bounce back. Following the defeat from Aberystwyth, that's a weekend for the players to get their heads right again. Back in training on Monday. That's behind us. It's all about the game against Carnarvon now. Of course it is, yeah. I mean, we can't sit and dwell on it, otherwise it's going to get us nowhere. We've had a little chat this morning in the dressing room. It's behind us now. We've been out on the training ground this morning, and everyone's at it. So pretty much you can't wait till Friday now. And on a personal level, Jamie, how's your season going for you? Yeah, been, like I say, from a whole point of view, could be a lot better. But like I was saying, I think every single individual in the squad can improve on their performances throughout the season, and I think we can do that. And as the current JD Welsh Premier League Player of the Season, do you think that puts extra pressure on you going into games? No, not really. Games are games to me, to be honest, and I go out there and I'll try and give it my best. And if I play well, I'll play well, but if I'm not playing well, I'll still put the effort in. But no, I wouldn't say I feel the pressure now. It's enough for game, innit? This time last year, the New Saints were one of 3 teams at the top, often just 2 points between the sides, and we did go on to win the league by 14 points in the end. Yeah, exactly. Like you're just saying, I think this time last year it was in a similar situation. So it's like, it's not all doom and gloom, which a lot of people have been saying. So, well, if we can do what we did last year, I think we'd be more than happy with that. Finally, with a very important game coming up this Friday against Carnarvon Town, we chatted with first team manager Scott Ruscoe. Following the disappointment of Aberystwyth, a few days to get over it, and it's now back to business for the New Saints this Friday against Carnarvon Town.
Yeah, that's right. Worked hard. You know, in training, we've had a little talk about what's gone on and where we can improve. Everyone's on the same page. We are a club that's used to success. Everybody wants us to fail. Everyone wants a new title, challengers. You know, it's boring when TNS win everything. It's not boring for us, is it? We need to get back to winning ways. And yes, Friday wasn't good enough, and we know that. We don't brush things under the carpet. We work hard with the players. We've got a vision. We don't change from how we're going to play. Otherwise, you need a few more players in our squad if you're going to change the way we're going to play. So yes, we're looking forward to Friday with a reaction and a tempo and a patience to our side and an edge to us we've had previously at home where we scored lots of goals.
And the statistics do tell us this season that whenever we have lost a game, whether it's Queen's Park, in the Iron Brew Cup, Connors Quay, Cardiff Met, there's been a very positive response from the side in the following game.
Yeah, and that said, you shouldn't have to have that as a reaction. That should be your staple go-to really at the start of games, whether it's at home or away. You shouldn't have to react. We should be proactive, and not reacting to things just as you would in a game. You're there to be shot at. We have to be better. We have to be less naive, I think, as well in certain situations. But hey, it's a bump in the road. That's all it is. You know, you get back on, and hopefully we'll be getting back to a place where people are looking at us again and going, yeah, it's a little bit of a wobble. Can't have too many because you can't keep saying it, and we're not going to have these meetings all the time because things do change and will change if we don't get the right outcome. But I believe in the squad, believe in the staff, and sometimes in football these things happen.
And our upcoming opponents, Carnarvon, they had a good start to the season. They've fallen away somewhat in recent games. In fact, they're closer to the relegation places now than they are to the top of the table. But they will nevertheless be a formidable opponent.
They are, and you look at the game we had against them where we won 3-0 away, and I was very complimentary about them. Great following, the staff and the players. They're professional in everything they do, and very structured, and did great last season to come up and sort of on a crest of a wave early season, and that's got them through. But it's not as easy just to sustain that momentum and sustain that possession and type of football. They've had a couple of injuries. Obviously the winger's been out with I think a hamstring injury, pivotal to what they do. I don't know. I've had a look at the other players, and a few have come back actually. They've had a defender come back recently, so we're fully aware of the squad and the team that we could face. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's about us. We're at home, and we will take them very seriously.
And it was a 3-0 scoreline at the Oval, but nevertheless a much closer game on paper. Some fantastic saves from Paul Harrison that kept us in the game. What sort of match do you envisage against Carnarvon at home this time round?
Yeah, whether they'll be a bit more conservative in their play, not pushing so many people forward, but they played with no fear. They played with great pace and tempo. That's what I would say. On the break they caught us out when we give the ball away. That's what we're trying to do better at, in possession of the ball, not be too hectic in going forward so much, or if we do, it's the right pass. So we've got to be wary of them on the counter-attack because they are very very energetic and direct.
And the New Saints at 1 point in 2 Welsh Premier League games. Will that affect your selection for the Carnarvon game?
Yeah, at this moment in time, I don't know who's going to start on Friday night. Usually I've got a clear picture of who's going to start and the subs that we're going to use, but at the moment I've got a couple more days left training. The lads will be in every day this week. We'll be working hard to get ready for Friday night. So I'll sleep on it, I'll have a think, and it's never a rash decision, because in the clear light of day you make too many changes and you affect the whole balance of the team.
And as we talk now, a few days away from the game itself, what is the injury situation like?
We've got John's got a little calf strain. Hopefully he'll be available. We've got Danny Redmond with his ribs bruised, cracked rib. I don't know if it's cracked, but he's in a bit of pain there. They're the only ones that were missing from the starting sort of 19-20 that we had in training today.
And finally, Scott, on a positive note to end, the New Saints can go top of the table this weekend, depending on the result, of course, between Connah's Quay and Barrytown United. But going into match day 14, we've scored more goals than anyone else. That's 36. We've still conceded single figures, just 9. So a very healthy goal difference overall, and above all, still a good position to be in.
Yeah, I say it again, the trophies aren't given out in November, are they? Nothing's won in November, December. It's a long way to go. We're not even halfway, are we? We're not halfway. We're not even on 16 games. So come Christmas time, we'll reevaluate and see where we are. We might need 2 or 3 signings in. Chairman's already said, that there could be available for what we need, whether it's of monetary value or they're on freeze or whatever. We'll assess it. If the players are doing well enough, they pick themselves up and get to a point where where we need to be, then we don't have to make any signings. But at the moment, being third in the league, there's every possibility.
And continuing with the positive note, traditionally the New Saints has been a slow starter in seasons.
Yeah.
Last season, for example, this time, the middle of November 2017, there were 4 teams at the top of the table, just 2 points separating them.
Yeah, and although it's not nice to lose 3 games and you're only in November, got to be realistic that yes, it's a strong league and it's improving, but other teams can beat other teams. You look at Aberystwyth, that team that beat us on Friday night was nothing compared to that team that we beat 6-0. The energy levels, the organisation, we could have beat them 10 here, and that's not an understatement. So we all know that teams like to raise the game against us. I'm not going to name names, but teams will beat us. They'll think they've won the World Cup. Next week they'll get spanked 3 or 4, back to average Joe. So that's the way we've got to stand up to it. Everyone wants to beat us, and everyone wants to be in our place, and all the players that play in the league want to be here, and they'd be lying if they didn't say otherwise.
I hope you've enjoyed this week's video podcast. Don't forget to check out our website for all things relating to the champions of Wales.